when is foreign tourism and international tourism really going to open up? And there's been a lot of videos. It seems like a lot of vloggers are all taking a stab at it, guessing when it's going to happen. There was some talk that the Philippines was going to become much less restrictive in terms of travel on March the 1st. But Rodrigo Duterte has nixed that plan completely. He's putting the health and safety of his people ahead of the economy, really. And you know what? It kind of ties in together. In the Philippines, you have a situation where their public health system is not good. So you have a lot of people that can't afford the good healthcare, which is the private healthcare. He is looking at it from an economic point of view, because if the healthcare system collapses, if it gets overwhelmed, the economy is going to collapse anyway, right? So I understand what he's doing. I actually think it's a good idea. I think he's made the right call. And so many people are taking a stab at, oh yeah, it's going to open in June. It's going to open in July. It's going to open in April. Like, guys, there's only one thing that's going to have to happen before it opens at all. And that is vaccinations. The vaccinations are going to have to be well on their way or completely finished. And then you're going to see the numbers of the COVID virus so low that then they can open up international travel. It's not going to happen before that. And what Duterte has done, the same thing other countries are going to say too. They're going to say, no, it's too risky. We don't want to take that risk. And there are some variants out there, like the South African variant and the British variant, where they spread faster. So why would you take that risk, especially in a country like the Philippines? And you see a lot of these foreigners and these Westerners, they're getting angry at the Philippines. They're getting really pissed off. They're like, just open already. It's like, guys, you don't understand. You obviously don't understand the situation. It's not all about you. It's not all about tourism. It's not all about foreign influence and foreign influx. It's about the Filipino people. We're talking about the Philippines here. It's about their health and safety. That is first, you know what I mean? Like, not your trip to go to the Philippines. It can wait. You've waited this long already. It can wait. And, Duterte made the right call, in my opinion. And, and then people are saying things like, oh, yeah, like people are starving because there's no tourists. Bullshit. That's a load of crap. The tourism dollars don't trickle down. Those that gain on the windfall of tourism are the governments, who in many cases are corrupt. The owners of the businesses, who in most cases are foreigners or rich Filipinos. Those are the ones that gain from this tourism. The average person could get a job from tourism in the tourism areas if they live there. Yes, so that's a good thing. But then, for most people, it's not going to be really that much difference. It's not going to bring everyone out of poverty. It's not going to give everyone a job. It's not going to make everyone, put everyone food on the table for everyone. So there was a study done where 5 cents, it showed that 5 cents of every dollar is the amount that trickles down through the system in the tourism economy. 5 cents on a dollar is going to end up in the pockets of locals. That's nothing. That's nothing. So tourism, it's not going to be saving the country from anything. They have a very diversified economy. They're not going to rely only on foreign tourists. They're not going to make the same mistakes that Thailand and some other countries did. Anyway, there's also an article here I want to show you quickly. Kind of proves what I've been saying. So this article is talking about how Qantas is expecting to start the international flights in October, which is far more realistic in terms of the vaccine rollouts and when everyone and most people are going to be vaccinated. I know in Canada, we expect everyone to be vaccinated by September. So this is far more realistic. They're not going to open international tourism when the vaccines are just starting to roll out and are only partway through the vaccination process. It's going to be a few more months, guys. We can all wait. I think with this whole shutdown in international tourism, I think what it's also shown is that a lot of these countries don't really need international tourists like they thought they did. Domestic tourism really took the place of international tourists in many cases. I know here in Canada, some of these tourist attractions around the major cities in areas like Vancouver, Victoria, Whistler, other parts of my province, British Columbia, Alberta, the Canadian Rockies, they saw record-breaking numbers that during the pandemic. The parks in the area around Vancouver, the beautiful areas, the waterfalls, lakes, record-breaking numbers. So the international tourism is definitely a niche, and it's a big niche. But a lot of this was able to be, you know, a lot of the loss in the tourism industry was made up from domestic tourism. I think that's very interesting. I know also in the Philippines, domestic tourism, they've just opened up Cebu to domestic tourists. So that's good. This is part of the process, and it's a good thing. And they will international travel by the fall. That's what it's looking like. Of course, there could be kinks in this plan. You know, vaccine problems, vaccine rollout problems, um, other variants that come out of nowhere that maybe, the vaccine doesn't have as much of an effect on. This all could happen, right? Let's just keep our fingers crossed. I really think it's gonna be late 2021. So October, November, or maybe early 2022. But I don't think it's gonna be much later than that. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.